Hello, hello. Oh, I love you too. Oh my goodness. Thank you, everyone. This is such a moment to be with you. I was overwhelmed seeing so many faces from so many parts of my life here. I'm just honored that you would come and be with us tonight. So thank you. Thanks to your vote and your tremendous support, I am so honored to be the Democratic candidate for governor of the great state of Ohio. And I am a doctor. I am not a politician. But I am a lifelong public servant who has been fighting for Ohioans my entire career. Now, I turned 60 this year, and we're still here, and it feels pretty incredible to be standing here today. I was, as you heard, once a little kid growing up in Youngstown, and I did have a pretty rough childhood. My brother and I experienced a lot of abuse and neglect. I was a frequent flyer in children's services, and my brother and I moved countless times. We even ended up in a tent in the middle of winter. And when you're a kid growing up in a difficult situation, you notice when people look the other way. But more importantly, it is the people who didn't look the other way, like a couple who would pull my brother and I up on their front porch, walking on the north side of Youngstown, and feed us breakfast because they knew we were hungry. And at the age of 12, you don't forget those people, and it's a big theme of everything I do. At the age of 12, my brother and I were actually removed from that situation, but I was haunted by the kids I left behind, who are just as smart and just as nice, but we could watch our lives go different ways. And that is why I have spent my entire career not looking the other way and fighting for the people of Ohio. You see, I am running for governor because people in this state are struggling. They are doing everything right. They're working harder than they ever have, but there is no more breathing room. They're struggling with the cost of everyday life. And I refuse to look the other way. We are refusing to look the other way when bad actors and special interests keep taking this state backwards on every single measure. It is time for a change in Ohio. It is time for a change in our state. Yeah. Yes. Over the last 2.5 years, we've been traveling everywhere in this state. Quite frankly, I've been going to places Dems haven't been in a while. We've been out in our Jeep, and we've been seen out in our Jeep, and we've been listening deeply to Ohioans who have been sharing their stories, sharing their hopes and dreams, sharing what keeps them up at night. It has been an honor, truly an honor to hear your stories. Very early on in this journey, I met a mom in Claremont County, so Claremont County right outside of Cincinnati. She's young, she's at the beginning of her career. She's working, a little bit of student loan debt, you're at the beginning of your career, you're not making that much. Her husband, same thing. They wanted to buy a house, and we know rent right now in this state is taking 50% of people's income, but they wanted a house. It's the dream. They stretched, and they buy the house. And then they have kids, except that they have premature twins. The kids are doing better. They have some health issues, but they are $300,000 in medical debt. And by the way, we're doing something about that when I am governor. And so now, we have things we can do, but they don't have a program there in Claremont, so they're paying on it. And then it's the groceries going up, and it's the gas. We all felt it go over $5, right? Her electric bill goes up. Her property taxes go up because we're not fully funding the local funds. And then, because we are not fully funding the bipartisan funding plan we finally had to be constitutional for our public schools, they cut back her kindergarten program. So now, moms, everyone, dads, you're hearing this, she's looking for childcare. But childcare right now in Ohio costs $25,000 a year for 2 kids, on average. And 40% of Ohioans don't even have the option. This is what I am talking about. They are doing every single thing right, but it doesn't add up. And that is why we're fighting to help make Ohio affordable again. So, I know what it is like to struggle, and Ohioans need somebody fighting for them, not the self-funding billionaires and special interests. And that is why we are fighting. We're fighting to make Ohio affordable again. We are fighting. We are fighting to end the corruption in this state house that has held us back for far too long. We are fighting to save our public schools and our libraries and all the things that we hold dear. But above all, we are fighting to build an Ohio where everyone gets a fair shot. It shouldn't be this hard. It shouldn't be this hard. It is time to put working families, Ohio's families first. See, I believe in an Ohio where you live or wherever you do what you do, that whether you're a school bus driver in Cincinnati, whether you're a farmer in Shelby County, all people I've talked to, whether you're a union steelworker in Youngstown, where my grandfather was a union steelworker in Youngstown, you should be able to afford a good life. And that is why, as governor, I am going to deliver a working families tax cut. We are going to deliver programs to lower our health care costs. Every one of us is one healthcare emergency away from losing everything we've worked for our whole lives, and we are going to fight for those public schools. We are fighting. Now, the contrast in this race couldn't be more clear. All right, it couldn't be, could it? I know, you're like, you can't make this up, right? My opponent says Medicaid and Medicare are mistakes. He said more. He wants to dismantle them. And he's brought up Social Security. As Ohio's governor, I will fight to protect Medicaid and ensure that everyone in Ohio has access to quality health care, affordable health care. We all deserve the right to health care. My opponent is doubling down on policies that are bankrupting Ohio schools. And as governor, I will fully fund our schools and give our kids the 21st century education that allows them to reach their full potential. This is what I benefited from. Public schools and libraries saved my life as a kid. We are fighting this one. And it is a unifying issue, by the way. Now, my opponent, he says he doesn't care about the corruption at the State House. I guess he picked a running mate that kind of architected everything that took us back. But my lieutenant governor, Mr. David Pepper, also known as Dr. Pepper lately, he and we've got some plans. We are going to crack down on that corruption, and we're going to put the needs of working families, their needs, over the wants of billionaires. That's what we're going to do. My opponent says people are lazy and mediocre and not working hard enough. He does. Well, that is not the Ohioans that I know. I know it's not the Ohioans that you know. We are all working harder than ever. It doesn't add up, and that's why I will fight for good jobs and workforce training, and I am going to be a champion for small businesses in Ohio. We've got to get this right. And yes, you can't always make this up. Mr. Ramaswamy says that Ohio isn't the best state in the country. Let me be clear. When I am governor of the great state of Ohio, the entire country is going to know about how great we are. We're leaving no doubt. Now, trust is everything. Trust is everything. I listen to people every day. I've been on the road again 2.5 years. Trust. I'm so honored to have earned the trust of Ohioans and your trust. I've stood up when it mattered most, and I will always, always stand up for Ohioans. I will always do this. Do you know who Ohioans can't trust? When we face the really, really hard issues of working families, it is that guy who flies around Ohio in his corporate jet because he can't be bothered to drive the 90 minutes on like I-71. It is the guy who treats Ohio like a flyover state. And when you are looking at a state from 30,000 feet, my opponent cannot possibly see the struggles and the stories that I am hearing on the road. Vivek Ramaswamy isn't just out of touch. He is out for himself. That is what is happening here. I need you to know that I love Ohio. I love this state. It has given me the opportunity of a lifetime, coming from one where I know it might not have gone this way. When you love Ohio, you do not move your business to Texas before running for governor. You do not tell Ohioans that affordability is a buzzword, and you do not pitch tax schemes that line the pockets of billionaires while raising costs for the rest of us. I am an Ohio girl through and through. This is my home, this is my state, and if it wasn't for the kindness of the people of this state, I wouldn't be here, and I want every single kid in this state to have the opportunities I have had. Growing up in Youngstown, we didn't know what party you were. We knew what union you were in. We knew what food you made from the country you came from. And we knew that people and your neighbors would always have your back. There was a sense of justice that got steeped in me. Growing up in Youngstown, I learned what it was like to feel invisible. I would not be standing here today if it weren't for the people who refused to look the other way, and I'm going to be asking a lot of you and us to refuse to look the other way while my brother and I were suffering, while we see suffering in the state. Now, I am a scrappy kid from Youngstown, make no mistake, and scrappy kids never back down from a fight. Never. Yeah. Because that's what we have on our hands. We have a fight, and this isn't about political party, guys. It's not about that anymore. It is about extreme wealth, power, ideology, special interests, against everyone else. It's what David wrote about in his book, these playbooks being shoved through these state houses. I'm here tonight because we are seeing a people-powered grassroots campaign of Ohioans who all believe it's time for a change. We're seeing record numbers of people everywhere we go in the state. It does not know party. And everyone is ready for us to turn this around. And that's why we need all of you in this fight. In November, we are going to link arms. This movement energy, guys, record numbers of individuals giving to this campaign, crashing the Secretary of State website. We are going to literally link arms, and we are going to tell Mr. Ramaswamy in no uncertain terms, you cannot buy this state. You cannot buy Ohio. You can't buy this state. You can't buy us. You can't buy us. You can't buy us. You can't buy us. We can't let that happen because we won't let it happen. So you will see me fight and you will see me be tough, and I will address endless issues as your governor. But what you will never, ever see me do is pit us against one another. Everywhere I go in this state, thank you, everywhere I go, and my team will tell you this, in this state, people are exhausted. They are exhausted by the hate and the chaos and the vitriol. They are longing for something. They are longing for public servants again, who actually solve problems instead of making problems. I don't think that's too much to ask for. We want public servants. We are exhausted from being asked to not see what we can plainly witness with our own eyes. Together, we must all have the courage to refuse to look the other way at what we're watching. You see, they keep mistaking kindness for weakness, and I think that's a big, big mistake. Kindness isn't weakness. Kindness is a fierce thing. It is a fierce commitment to justice and to seeing the humanity in one another. That is what we're fighting for above everything else. We cannot give up on one another. And I say this to you, make room. We've got to heal this thing. We've got to have a way for people to come back. We cannot give up on one another. We cannot give up on this state. And I will never, ever give up on Ohio. I will never give up. So, I believe in the promise of this great state, and we are going to build an Ohio where everyone gets a fair shot. And every kid like me has the opportunity to reach their full potential. And when they do, they give their gifts back, and it spreads, and all boats rise. Together, we're going to make Ohio affordable so that we can pursue our dreams again, so that we can live a good life, so that we can age in place with dignity, and that we can be the community we all long to be. I am so humbled to be the Democratic nominee for governor of Ohio. It is unbelievable. I want to thank everyone here, because each and every one of you has been a part of this journey. You have let us into your lives. You have showed us unwavering support, and I know we're just beginning. But I want to share some gratitude here to everybody here today, coming out in the rain, and those who are watching us here at home, thank you. To my incredible husband, Eric Acton. Many of you may know my husband is a 43-year public school, elementary school teacher and a coach. And at the same school he went to since he was 4 years old, and his mom still lives down the street. I want to just give my gratitude to our family, our kids, our grandkids now, and to a lifetime of friends and colleagues who are here. It's so many chapters of my life in this room. And finally, to David Pepper, my most amazing and talented running mate and reason I can do all of this. To Alana, I welcome this journey we're all taking together. And to my I have an amazing team. They are scrappy, guys. We've been fighting a lot of fights over a year and a half. We've done some things people might not have expected. And I just want to thank my team from the bottom of my heart. They give me so much to be able to do what I do. And finally, thank you. To all the Ohioans out there who may be feeling invisible or alone, my promise to you is this: no one will ever be invisible to me. No one will be invisible to me in this state. Ohioans, everyone, this is our moment. Ohio is in play. I believe in the promise of this state. I see the dream of a new sun rising. I always think about our state seal, and you always watch that sun, and you might be seeing it on. That sun is rising in Ohio, and I believe in the promise. I believe it is time for a change, and Ohioans everywhere are moving in a movement, and we are going to create our future together. I need you to help me spread this word. Keep joining this fight, actonforgovernor.com, and I need you to know I will be fighting with you every step of the way. Thank you, everyone. Let's go do it. Thank you.